In the realm of competitive gaming, a challenge calls, a legacy yearns to be born, and heroes await their destiny. At Esports U, we strive not to be mere witnesses from the sidelines, but storytellers, chroniclers of the odysseys undertaken by programs, teams, conferences, brands, and individuals alike. The path taken is illuminated by more than just raw skill. It's lit by courage, passion, and discipline. As screens become canvases for dreams, we meticulously capture the journey of these gladiators, a journey marked by unwavering commitment, relentless honing of craft, and the pursuit of perfection. It's a narrative that transcends pixels, a dedication symphony echoing far beyond the arena. Yet, this is no solitary pursuit. Triumph isn't just personal, it's collaborative, where unity amplifies strengths and elevates all to unparalleled heights. It unfolds in battles, preparations, unity, and shared dreams that fuel greatness. As we venture forth on this grand journey, let us remember that challenges may be long and roads filled with obstacles, yet within our hearts, we hold a beacon of hope for things greater than ourselves. Those who tread this path are never alone, for they are embraced by the unwavering support of their fellow travelers. These connections, forged among family, friends, colleagues, and dedicated trailblazers, are unbreakable, forming a powerful alliance that embodies the very essence of what humanity can achieve when united by the common love of gaming. With each game, each match, and each championship, the narrative of esports athletes pushing human limits resonates, not only in arenas, but in the hearts of witnesses. Their resolve, sacrifice, and ability to transcend adversity become guiding lights for generations. In digital realms where leaderboards divide victory and defeat, these tales of heroic achievement stand as beacons, inspiring others to carve their names into the annals of greatness and be part of esports' evolving epic.
Greetings, esports enthusiasts, and welcome to our third episode of our series, The Road to May Madness. Once again, I am your host, Keegan Clutchkey Ota, and on this episode, the Western Cactus League, a newly sanctioned conference comprised of Grand Canyon University, the University of Arizona, Northern Arizona University, and Arizona State University, continue their journeys to vie for the prestigious title on the grand stage of the May Madness CECC Finals at the iconic Esports Stadium Arlington in Texas. Now, for those of you who need a refresher, let me explain what May Madness and CECC are. The CECC, or Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup, brings together college esports programs from across the nation to compete in various video game titles for the esteemed title of the best in each. In this series, we shine a spotlight on one such title, Overwatch. In these final two episodes, you'll continue to gain insight into the world of competitive video gaming and understand why colleges nationwide are offering scholarships to top-performing esports athletes. The path to compete in the CECC is multifaceted. It begins with sanctioned CECC and Esports U qualifier tournaments held in different regions across the East, the Midwest, the South, and the West, and includes special qualifiers like the Surface Academies and the Lone Star tournaments. Furthermore, automatic bids are granted to national esports conferences, such as the National Esports Collegiate Conference, or NECC, and the Eastern College Athletic Conference, or ECAC. There are also conferences reminiscent of Division I sports that are pivotal in determining champions. These champions, alongside those from various tournaments and leagues, will gather at May Madness, the esports equivalent of the Big Dance. Over one grand weekend at the legendary Esports Stadium Arlington, teams will battle for supremacy in their respective games, aiming to lift the Commissioner's Cup and etch their names in collegiate esports history. At Esports U, we take immense pride in officially sanctioning the Western Cactus League, offering Arizona schools not only the opportunity to compete for substantial scholarship prizes, but also the coveted bids to May Madness. Coming up, we'll go over our double elimination bracket and how the teams line up for their second set of matches. That and more when we return on the road to May Madness. Welcome back to the road to May Madness. We're about to get back into our tournament here in the newly sanctioned Western Cactus League. But before the teams continue their journey, let's go ahead and recap our tournament so far. In our first round, the inaugural hosts of our tournament in Grand Canyon University swept the University of Arizona 3-0. And in the other match of the first round, Arizona State, who has already qualified for May Madness by winning the CECC West Regional earlier this year, but is still competing for the scholarship prizes and honor associated with it, swept Northern Arizona 3-0. The next match was the lower bracket semifinal, where the University of Arizona played against Northern Arizona University to see which team would be eliminated first. This game was intense and went all the way to map number 5, but in the end, the University of Arizona made the comeback on the final control point of Antarctic Peninsula to survive and advance, while Northern Arizona was the first to be eliminated. That sets up our next set of matches. Grand Canyon University takes on Arizona State University in the upper bracket finals to see which team will be the first to get into the grand finals. And the loser of this match will take on the University of Arizona in the lower bracket final to see which team is the second to be eliminated and which team sets up for the championship series. Coming up, it's the final countdown. Which two teams will advance to the championship series and which team will fall just short of being crowned the inaugural Western Cactus League champions? That and more when we return on the road to May Madness.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's day 2 of the Western Cactus League. This weekend, we will be hosting Overwatch today.
It's going to be ASU and GCU.
Correct.
And as you mentioned earlier, it's like a rivalry that's as old as time.
After a decisive day 1, I, the team, the staff, the players felt really good about day 2. We've competed against a lot of these teams before. We beat a lot of these teams before. And we didn't really feel like we had a lot of competing to do. But it became very clear to us very quickly that we didn't do enough homework on ASU.
% now for EMP, and so that's going to be there probably by the end of this fight.
Both Magas having their cage fight. 97% on the point. They just need a touch, and there it goes. Remington going down, though. And I think ASU is just going to take this real quick, and there's the first map. I mean, GCU still is alive, but it's just looking, yeah.
Yeah, that was just a sweep, honestly.
We expected ASU to be very good. We didn't expect them to be as good as they were. Like, they capitalized on every single mistake we made and rarely made some themselves. They are all just pretty good players. I think almost everyone has played in contenders or a very high-tier competition.
The battle of the ultimates begins.
And ASU is just going to win here in overtime. And unfortunate showing by GCU.
And they came out and they showed us that we were going to have to fight a little harder to come out with a victory at the Western Cactus League.
At ultimate as well.
Aurora just into C9. Well, they're all dead, but
Yeah, but that was a nice win there from ASU, showing dominance once again.
After losing to ASU, it became pretty clear to the team that we didn't quite know what comp was going to work best for us, what characters, what champions, and what composition, because of that, was going to work best for us to win. Lucky enough for us that we found the right comp before we went into the matches against the University of Arizona.
Game 1 to Grand Canyon University.
GCU has to stay on this bot here, but
We're now into overtime.
and though it's a Nectagate versus Clarity for this game. Q-Tip to get Nope. Clarity 1 HP. Q-Tip to get Clarity. And GCU to get Q-Tip with 3.
Oh, and
Wow!
GCU.
GCU to pull this back out of nowhere. Big EMP
Have their
forward
ult, and
hit.
there it goes.
Nope, 1 HP. Nope to go down. Wayfarer to go down. Dragonavar, Clarity, Wayfarer, and Sami
U of A
all
just
are
got wiped.
dead, and that is game.
U of A
What a
just
game. What a showing from GCU in this last game. And
we were lucky enough to pull out a decisive victory against them to set ourselves up for a rematch against Arizona State.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to the grand finals match between Arizona State University and Grand Canyon University. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very interesting one. Both ASU and GCU, I think, this is going to be a good one.
So the stage was a little different going into the grand final match against ASU because ASU had already qualified for May Madness. So just by making it to the championship of May Madness this year, we had qualified for the May Madness event. We still, however, had not won the money or earned the bragging rights as the grand champs of the Overwatch tournament.
Low already using his shout to get back to at least something, but Anu taking down Remington now. Twinkerball 1 HP, Twinkerball getting that health pack, but still going down to J-Man.
Yeah,
big stomp coming through from Aurora.
And ASU is just showing dominance and just rushing for that point.
Yeah.
Now it's an ASU win for the first round.
Yeah. GCU just not pulling anything together for this first map, but almost off the map.
And GCU just got wiped.
So it is a 99 though, so one more team fight and GCU wins. They'll just build up these ultimates and just kind of play it slow here.
That overtime clock ticking down, and it looks like right here,
GCU to take it to 1-1. GCU take it to 1-1. Before that EMP comes through, GCU still holding on by the skin of their teeth. Sinetsky down to Scylla, and yeah. I mean, Aurora will get back, and who will likely get back before the next big team fight.
We were referring to it as like brain rot, where you just kind of hold W and whichever team just makes less mistakes wins. It is not very, it's not a very fun patch to play on. So if the circumstances were a little different, we would have had more fun, but we definitely had a good time still.
That's that.
Yeah, game one. Well, game two, if you will, going to ASU.
So ASU in the grand final match beat us pretty handedly. And it seemed obvious to me that ASU just had a little bit more time to prepare with this new comp and this new meta that was emerging from an update that happened the same week as the Western Cactus League.
GCU unfortunately not being able to put anything together there, and as in fact a 4-0 as predicted, but
we still held our heads high because we didn't win the bragging rights and we didn't win the $750, but we still did qualify for May Madness, and that's what we came to do.
Welcome back to the road to May Madness. Once again, we want you to meet Grand Canyon director Jay DeShong. Throughout the series, Jay has taken us through what it takes to champion an esports program on campus and why it's important for the future of careers for students. We first introduced them as the kings and queens of content, and truly they are in their own rights. We are always thankful to have them as not only hosts of this exciting new competition, but also to have them as behind-the-scenes partners to put this all together and bring it to you. So, sit back and enjoy a brief glimpse into how this first-class esports program at Grand Canyon University put this all together as we present the third episode of The Passage to Perfection.
Of Phoenix here as we bring you the brand new Western Cactus League. It is a CECC sanctioned event.
If the difference between you winning and losing is the computer screen that you're playing on, you suck.
They don't even know what's coming for them. It's us.
If GCU can eventually find that momentum, I think they have, obviously a winning chance.
Spinning around. And Lux is going to find it! Oh my God! Oh my God!
So the Western Cactus League event is an event on GCU Esports' campus this March where 4 of our scholarship teams will be competing against 3 other colleges in the state of Arizona. Those schools will be competing in 4 different titles for an automatic qualifier in the May Madness tournament with Esports U. So not only will they be competing for a championship here, but they'll also be competing for another spot in a national championship. So past the Western Cactus League being a home for competition and being kind of a level up for the competitive realm in college esports, really this event was all about unity for me, especially in the state of Arizona. It's kind of like when I started in the Southeast. I noticed when I got out here in the Southwest that there's not a ton of folks working together. There's not a ton of folks looking to work together. And like we know, fragmentation is our enemy in the world of esports right now. The more the merrier, because we're all extremely fragmented, we're all extremely small, but together we're something and we're bigger. So for me, not only was the Western Cactus League about creating competition, but it was also about tying together all of the schools and programs in the state and in the Southwest in the world of collegiate esports, because until we got here, nobody was really doing that or worried about that.
Just got here at the Cactus League. It's looking nice and professional. I got my smoothie ready. I think we're ready to own.
Today is a very special day for all of us. I'm pretty sure every one of us is confident. None of us are really nervous at all.
I've never played at a LAN before, so I'm really excited to, have my opponents like across from me, so we get to actually like have the feeling, like the energy of everybody being in here, because I don't know if you know me, but I like to bring the energy and I like to be loud when I'm playing, so it'll be super fun to have the other team in front of me this time.
I think that my team is not only excited to get our matches in later, but we're excited to watch some great games. Valorant's going this morning, and then we're taking the stage right after them.
We are so ready for this competition. They don't even know what's coming for them. It's us. If we lose, I don't know. We don't really have a plan for that because we're not really trying to lose.
This is the first time I've competed in a LAN environment, so it's a really exciting experience to be able to walk in and see every team in person, right in front of a PC, and an interesting idea as to how the actual tournament day is going to unfold instead of just kind of sitting in my room competing.
We're feeling good. We're excited. We're prepping. We've been VOD reviewing a lot for this. We went to Devil's Duel last week to scout out ASU and learn some things about their team, and now we're looking really good.
We're ready to go. We're prepared for every heavy hitter. They got our Coney, ready for him. We got Dr. Iggy. They have very good players, but we prepped well. I think we've prepped enough, so ready to get at it.
Looks like GCU is trying to take a goal for the road. They can't get one, but they take the series.
So, as we see here, we have University of Arizona versus Grand Canyon University. The first of the winter semifinals today.
Yeah.
Oh, this is exciting. Let's go. Put up.
And this is just good team play. You see, Snowball's going down there, but the big boop into the just massive amounts of damage and just fantastic team play by both teams.
Dying to the
That's a huge ult by the May, and it's a 3v3, but they're pushing ult and
Jericho.
That's just a C9. It's just a flat out C9. GC wins.
GC wins. Beautiful.
That's a 3-0.
Yeah, it was incredible to say the least.
May very well see another nail biter here for you today, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to have GCU facing off against ASU. This one is just grand finals for Smash. We are just having GCU and ASU. That's why I'm saying it's going to be a bit of a nail biter. See on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, there it is. Like I said, Dr. Iggy taking that game.
So, kind of scary going off stage there. I would almost want to stay on it. That forward tilt will do it.
Yeah,
unfortunate that he lost the stock.
Like the forward air and also the drag down back air, and the up air is going to take it home. At that ledge, waiting to see how Jinx would react, and Jinx now has control of the center stage, but is he going to be able to keep a hold of it? No! As again, our Coney. ASU is now up 1-0 in this best of 5.
Our Valorant team knew going into the weekend that we were going to compete at a higher level than a lot of the teams who showed up. So day one for us against NAU was exactly as expected. A 2-0 sweep is exactly what the team needed going into the rest of the weekend. And for me, if they wouldn't have done it that way, then I might not have been too happy about the result.
I was really confident going into that, and it showed just because we've been practicing and we just played our own game and they had no chance against us. I was pretty confident, and then had some time for content too. Just getting hyped on our wins and just really engaging in the LAN environment.
For our Rocket League team this year, I've had some experience watching them on LAN, even with this new head coach in Matt that we have. I was extremely confident in their ability to perform against these teams who they beat time and time again. For me, Matt, and the team, I know that after such a commanding win against NAU, just like with Valorant, our confidence was instilled for the entire weekend.
After the first day, our team celebrated the victory in the moment, but we broke apart, got ready for the next day, had our schedules all planned out, and then we met back on Sunday.
So contrary to a lot of our varsity teams, our Overwatch team hadn't actually started their season going into the year. Overwatch did just like Valorant, and they came out and they punched hard in day one and had a decisive 3-0 victory against the University of Arizona. Casey, our Smash coach, was also a student here at GCU and competed on some of our teams. During the first crew battle against ASU, it was close. ASU jumped out and got an early advantage, but we kept it close throughout the entire match. And while ASU did end up taking it, we were only 2 stocks behind.
The player we were worried about the most was Arconi. He's a really strong player who doesn't show up to much stuff anymore outside of ASU. Some of the VODs we reviewed for ASU was them actually playing NAU, and ASU, every time they have played them, completely ran away with this set. So when we kept it really close with ASU every single round, I was very proud of how we played.
I felt really good after day one with Valorant, especially after such a commanding win against NAU.
Not scared at all. More excited. We know what we need to do. We know what needs to be done, and it's just a matter of getting it done together.
But knowing our Valorant guys and having been with them for such a long time, I know that they're young athletes, right? And sometimes when you come out in day one and you wipe the floor with the competition, your head can get a little big.
Our victory over NAU, we definitely were very confident. I would say too overconfident on our match against ASU, where we should have 2-0'd them. We just looked just terrible, honestly.
Oh, just lost to ASU first map on Bind. It's all right. It was close, but we should have just dominated them. I think we were just a little, I guess, first match jitters. Maybe they're tired, didn't get their Chick-fil-A in the morning or something, but I think we're going to bounce back on Icebox and just shoot them and destroy them.
It didn't come as a huge surprise, but I think it came as a slap in the face to our Valorant team, who expected to continue to wipe the floor with ASU like they have up to this point in the school year.
Hey everyone, welcome back to day number 2 of the Western Cactus League. This is the second half of day 2, and we will be playing Rocket League.
So the Rocket League portion of the tournament that day actually started about 4 hours later than what it was meant to. They didn't start playing until around 8 p.m., and I believe that affected not only our players, but also the other players in terms of fatigue and preparation.
But our matchup first on the day is GCU versus Arizona State University, some teams we know well.
All of the efforts into offense.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is this the shot? It's down! GCU takes game number 5.
I think that us winning that game and it being so close kept us thinking that we're not running away with this just yet. We have to be able to stay locked in, get ready for our next game, and prepare.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's day 2 of the Western Cactus League. This weekend, we will be hosting Overwatch today.
It's going to be ASU and GCU.
Correct.
And as you mentioned earlier, it's like a rivalry that's as old as time.
After a decisive day one, I, the team, the staff, the players felt really good about day 2. We've competed against a lot of these teams before. We beat a lot of these teams before.
Dragon of Our, Clarity, Wayfarer, and Zombie
U of A
all
just
are
got wiped.
dead, and that is game.
U of A
What a
just...
game. What a showing from GCU in this last game. And
we were lucky enough to pull out a decisive victory against them to set ourselves up for a rematch against Arizona State.
Wow, okay.
Second stock.
Can EO4 shut this down, though?
EO4 with 5 stocks taken.
Again, that's what I was saying. It was so crucial to bring in EO4.
Yeah, the up air, yep. That's
all right.
That's
going to do it.
Couldn't ask for more from EO4, though. Yeah. Excellent start.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent job.
If this doesn't go your way, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. And almost getting it. Wow, he's completely reading that air dodge.
He's reading every one of Dr. D's.
And just stuffing out the forward air.
You got that. I got this, bro.
on their final stock. Excellent
Nice.
forwarder into
There it
up air.
is.
They
All
will
right.
get to fight Jinx.
Yeah. Right.
Jinx is just throwing things out too to scare him. Jinx knows, let me throw like 2 big hits out here. Even if it doesn't hit, it'll scare like, and there it is!
We took the third round thanks to Ethan taking 5 stocks off the 2 of their best players and completely giving us a runaway lead. Like, that wasn't even
Any
close.
other college did.
Yeah. That was, no one's even come close to beating them that badly, or beating them, and we beat them 3 stocks.
It was a close match. ASU's obviously got a great team, but we are excited for whoever we play in the next match, and honestly, I'm confident in my players.
Welcome back. The grand finals have arrived. It felt like it's been a long time. We've been here for 2 days, right?
Yep.
And we've seen 4 teams, 2 teams get eliminated, but 4 teams play. And the winner of this grand finals matchup goes to May Madness in Texas.
After a hard-fought 3-2 series against ASU, I was feeling pretty confident about our team's ability to perform against the University of Arizona in the grand finals match.
Both teams are doing great today. I truthfully am torn because the play styles are different. The way that the teams react to the play styles are different. It's really going to be who shows up to the first game and who can continue to win throughout the series to advance to May Madness. And now Steve rushing back. Can he get the save? He can. It's just a great play by U of A to know to smack that ball right down the center and back into GCU's net.
So right before the championship round, I took our 3 players that were going to be competing into a separate room. We had a conversation where we were talking about, we've been here before. We've experienced this at NASCAR. We've been in these big moments, and we just need to keep a level head, shoot the shots that we know how to shoot, and defend our net.
It's in! Goal number 2 for GCU in game number 1.
Here we have overtime between GCU and U of A in game number 5.
One of the matches against the University of Arizona went into overtime, and it was awesome being in the room and seeing everyone from players to coach to fans on either side being on the edge of their seat during one of the longest overtimes I've ever seen in college esports, and seeing college esports Rocket League players playing at the highest level that seemingly they ever have in their college esports careers.
During the 8-minute overtime, I was obviously on the edge of my seat, just like all the players, just like all of the fans, just like everybody inside of this building. But I think that what I was noticing more and more was that we were winning control of the ball, we controlled the pace, and we were taking some more shots. There was an amazing defensive effort made by the University of Arizona in the way that they were able to protect themselves from any of those shots landing, and I think that we just got a little unlucky. Their one shot that came across, it landed, ours didn't. That was the end of the game.
It was very clear to me after that overtime loss that University of Arizona was riding on cloud 9. And it was very clear to me that our players were kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, where they were a little disappointed, a little beat up, and truthfully, a little disgruntled, and was a little nervous going into the next round of how they were going to respond.
Touch and it's Steve! Wow! Equalizer!
I thought that was going to bounce off the crossbar. Amp almost had the amazing save. Although he wasn't able to get that first touch, nearly got it to bounce off the crossbar, but there's the equalizer. Clear it out. Now Steve, last man back. Bob on the offense, going for the double tap. What a shot from Bob.
Seconds remain. 9, 8, 7, 6. This U of A squad seems a little overcommitted. If anything, GCU needs to get a touch out. They get a pass to the midfield, and that is game number 6 going to U of A. They win the grand finals, and they win the cash prize here today, and will be going to May Madness.
Been a wonderful crew battle. You know, we've seen ups, we've seen downs from both teams. We saw GCU starting to make a comeback last time.
Yeah.
You know, they did take the last game, so we're going to see if they can carry momentum and take the next 2 to take it.
Yeah.
We're going to see if ASU kind of, you know, locks in and takes this last set.
During our crew battle, ASU got an early lead on us taking the first 2 rounds.
Going into round 4, and after seeing the way that our players responded to the first 2 losses, it was extremely clear to me that our players were looking to come in and rinse and repeat against ASU in that still match point 4th round.
Having to come back from a reverse 3-0 is pretty hard, but I knew we had a chance of doing it because each crew battle came down to the last player and either their second to last or even their last stock, keeping it very, very close. I knew that with a couple adjustments and a couple good rounds for one of my players could just lead to us taking the whole thing.
1, 2, 3, GCU!
That's how he. Ooh, that's a bit optimistic about EO4 there. Gotta go for the downer, yeah. That is that is the Nest Classic.
Even though we had a lot of confidence and a lot of experience now against this ASU crew, the ASU team took a very decisive lead at the beginning of the 4th round.
Looking a bit dicey. Got that super armor on that uppie, finally able to get up. That back air will take it. Dr. Iggy,
That was a
making his presence known.
close call for GCU there.
Yep.
Very narrowly.
NC's got to feel accomplished. He did what he needs to do.
Nice!
Smacking
Okay.
him in the face, then hitting him with
Again, Jinx just doing everything he could to make it really strong, just completely win out that matchup.
one. Here they go.
It is nice that you get to get basically debriefing.
I think Arconi got to choose his moveset this time.
Right. Okay.
He is gone now.
That's the thing. Jinx got that off rip. Jinx needs to get that like 2 more times. Yeah.
It won't kill. I guess it's
Curious.
wasn't that? There we go.
I realize it's probably like Souls.
Deep breathing off. That is important.
Yeah.
Arconi gonna find that back air.
And it is gonna find the win for Arconi. Now up 3-1.
Jinx.
I mean, we know Ags, like I said, he is very, very familiar with this anchor role. He has to take this stock off of Arconi without losing one. Getting sent right off the ledge. Arconi now with the ledge trapping scenario.
Ooh, and
there's
taking,
there's that stock. That is
very strong
everything Arconi needed to make this matchup look so much more difficult.
Possible. Can't swing. There we go.
There
That
it
stab
is.
right there. Gonna
All
take
right.
it out.
The problem is he needed that so much earlier. The simple problem is that he's been played pretty evenly, win or lose with Slick. He's played even. So that,
He knows Ag is worse.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Smash players are not even arguably. They are the hardest on themselves of all esports athletes out there. There was a lot of moments where a lot of our players felt like they could have done things differently or done things better. And because of that, there was an extreme amount of self-disappointment for the performance that we had. And it was sad to see how hard the players took the loss to ASU.
Now
We've
it's
got the
time for
excitement to
Grand
start.
Finals. Yeah,
Yeah.
Grand Canyon University versus ASU,
for the
Arizona
second
State
time.
University. Yeah, the second time today, and we are gonna be having a blast.
Back there behind the stage, those players were locked in. So if there's one thing I know about our team, it's that they play really well under pressure. And in fact, in most situations, they almost play better when their backs are against the wall.
GC was actually battled back and forced a lot of sight.
They find Cos in the Viper ult. And don't.
Oh my gosh, a quick spray from Kawhi. I mean, if there was ever.
Play cautious, but he's got the read. And
Oh,
actually the
phantom
145.
moment.
I mean, that was like right on the edge.
He definitely does. And Envy's, yeah.
Oh, and Envy's finds the
kill.
timing onto Drios.
And this could be a round just for Envy's to try and shine. As he is 1 HP, the lone player now, though Volt is there to help, and ASU is gonna get this bomb plant, even gonna stick it through
he's
the,
not!
oh my
He doesn't
gosh.
get it down!
The bomb plant, not gonna get planted at all, the molly as well, finding a little bit more damage,
finds
finding
one!
the fourth, maybe even a
And he
fifth,
finds the
and
fifth!
finds the eighth! Triple group around the Asher All finally Sipe takes down the kill, but Oh my goodness, Kawhi not ever gonna go down without a fight.
And now GCU looking completely different than they did in their first bout against ASU.
When you're close to the end, you never talk about the end. Going into the second half, our team was up 9-3, and we were looking, at least in my book, to close the door on ASU. So I, like any proud director, started running around to our production team, our social media team, and even some of the media folks that we had on campus that day, prepping them for what was to come, the photos we would take, the after for the next tournament that would happen. And sure enough, I said something and the team started to drop the ball a little.
We're saying ASU does refuse to give up as they keep on acquiring a couple of rounds here and there. Even when Grand Canyon takes a round, they decide they need to take one as well, maybe even two some of the times, which is how they're going to have to make their comeback. It has to be one round at a time.
Absolutely.
And if they can string together just a couple more of those wins, it definitely is going to make for a potential map 5.
I was actually faked out by that one. The blinds come through, Volt will be able to find one.
Now just 2 players left for Grand Canyon. Gonna have to make some sort of miraculous play occur, but Brisk will not have any of it. Sipe not quite out of the running though, as he finds the second kill, and Brisk even finds quite an interesting angle to defuse from, but no, Brisk will find the kill, and that's gonna be the map for ASU. Quite the lead blown for Grand Canyon, a 9-3 lead going into the half, and that's going to be ASU putting their foot in the dirt, saying that is enough, that is our map.
Going into the final match, I obviously was a little nervous about how our team was going to do, considering how good ASU is and how big we've gotten in some of these moments, right? As the score got further and further away from ASU's favor, and once it got to about 3-7 for GCU, I was feeling really good about the position that we were putting ourselves in going into the second half. In typical ASU fashion, their team clawed and fought their way back to tie it up at 8-8 in that second half. Our guys kind of lost their heads, again, got a little too big for the moment, right? And I noticed that while we were a little timid, our guys were still locked in. And after that 8-8 tie, we took 4 rounds off of ASU to bring the game back to 12-8.
12 finds the third, and Dino.
A 2v1. Dino has 3.
On the Thrifty, and but Kaz has something to say about it. Kaz again on the 3rd kill in the round.
ASU brought it all the way back to 12-11, where we knew that we were going to have to keep them from getting into overtime, or else their momentum might carry them all the way through to the finals.
Envy's gonna find 2. Envy's gonna be alone on the site, has to defend. Trios will find him on the site. Gator as well. Now just 4 seconds left, no time on the defuse, and that will be it. Grand Canyon punches their ticket to Arlington for CECC May.
Leading my team, the Valorant team, to the grand finals and beating ASU 3-2 was a really good feeling, honestly, just because like we've been working so hard and grinding every day, and then just finally seeing the results and then seeing like the crowd behind us and just seeing like everyone cheer and like everyone getting hyped after each round. It was just a surreal experience, honestly, because like I've never been like a coach for a team at a LAN before, so it was a really fun time.
Now that the Western Cactus League is finally over, it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this since March of last year, about hosting an event, unifying all the schools in Arizona, and sending teams to Arlington, Texas to compete in May Madness. We're finally at the end of that, and we're finally sending teams to Arlington, Texas to compete in May Madness. And not only am I thrilled to say that we succeeded and that we reached our goals related to the event and related to our teams, but I'm also excited about the continued opportunity to show the world of high school and collegiate esports who GCU Esports is and what we do.
Welcome back to the Road to May Madness. Before we wrap things up in this episode, we first want to give our heartfelt thanks to Jay DeShong and his team at Grand Canyon University. Not only have they been gracious hosts, but they have done tremendous work behind the scenes during this inaugural tournament, and we cannot thank them and praise them enough for their hard work and dedication. Second, we give our congratulations to Arizona State University for being the champions of the inaugural Western Cactus League. As the powerhouse is coming in, they prove that they still are in Arizona, and this is a team for the rest of the nation to watch out for. We'll see them at May Madness, but due to Arizona State already qualifying by winning the CECC West Regional, we also say congratulations to Grand Canyon University. Since they were runner-up in this tournament, we will see GCU at May Madness. And with that, the inaugural Western Cactus League comes to a close. However, that does not mean we are done just yet. On our final episode, we'll follow all the teams as they head to May Madness at the legendary Esports Stadium Arlington. We'll get an inside look at the event itself and how all the teams from the Western Cactus League perform at the world's largest scholastic gaming festival. Stay tuned for this and more on the next and final installment of the Road to May Madness.